Nothing prepared me for Abidjan, West Africa's most modern city and the largest in Côte d'Ivoire, though surprisingly not the capital. That will come later. Its growing skyline has earned it the nickname the Manhattan of Africa, but beneath the skyscrapers, it's proudly and beautifully African, with markets, gbakas, taxis and water buses keeping the city alive. Today, I'm taking you through it. From Plateau to the Cathedral, the neighbourhoods, and how people actually get around.
Look in the mirror and find me a window, crying in the car home. I left you a tear on my cheek, but won't let...
Today I'm in Abidjan, the capital city of Ivory Coast, also known as Côte d'Ivoire, and it is my 5th country of my West Africa series. I started from Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana, and now I'm in Ivory Coast, and I'm gonna go all the way, trying to use land borders where I can. It's not always possible, all the way to Senegal, so stay tuned. But today I'm here in Abidjan showing you this incredible city. It is one of the fastest growing economy here in Africa and also in the world, and there's so much to see. So we'll go through markets, through the streets. I'll show you the lagoon, bridges, the roads, public transport, everything. So let's go. I am out and about in Abidjan today. It's been a nice morning, but there's like a mixture of a cloud and a blue sky, so I hope it stays blue. And I'm just starting right here with eating some breakfast, which will be some boiled maize. Bonjour. How much? This one is okay. Yeah. Thank you. The one thing here that is gonna be messed up for me is the language. As I told you, my French skills are less than adequate in that they are non-existent, and people here speak French. Few people speak English. Like where I was, there was this lady who at least helped me a little bit. She was speaking a bit of English. So, and the lady was a little bit angry with me because I was taking my time to choose the maize and I didn't understand what she was saying, so it even took more time. So there is all that. But anyway, I'm starting right here close to where I'm staying at, so it's a really local place. But I'm going to be showing you Abidjan today, telling you a little bit of history, showing you the city, the markets, and we just experience Abidjan together, right? Let's go. This is my breakfast. Ooh, so hot. So I'm all done with breakfast, so the next step is to get to where I'm going, which is Plateau, which is like the CBD. I'll need to take public transport, and I'll take 2 different ones. So from here where I am, I'll get what they call a yellow taxi, but they're actually green in color. And then I'll take another, maybe a trotro. If you've been in West Africa, you'll see them. They're like these mini buses to the place, to the center of the city. So that will be the first one. There are also buses, but I will let you know about them more when I'm in the city. For now, let's go to Plateau. You also have Uber and Yango, which you order from an app, so that's also the other option when you're traveling by yourself. In other areas of the city, especially from the center, there are also take one of them when I'm there. But for now, let's get to my first station, which is called Station. Merci. Okay, first station done, 200 Sefa. So here basically is the station, so station, and it's the station where you find all the other yellow taxis. You can see them behind me. You can also see, this is what I was talking about, the trotros. And so I'm most likely gonna take one of these to the Plateau city center. So let's go find out. Let me go find my way. So the instructions I received from Marlene, my Kenyan friend, who is staying at the same place I'm staying at, and I met her here, is that to look for a woman wearing like an apron or something like that, and just say I'm going to mosque, and she'll direct me to where I'm going. That's like very cryptic, but I think I just saw her actually. That is very weird. I might have just spotted the person who was being told to us. So let me go towards her. Or maybe there are multiple people. Okay, I think there are multiple people. I'll get there one way or the other. Let's go. No.
Valérie Novago, sac à main 2000, sac à main 3000 dinars. Sac à main 2000, sac à main 3000. En grand gros liquidation. Il y a beaucoup de modèles liquidation. Allez voir dedans là-bas. Les Valérie 2000, 3000.
That was not the woman, it was just a guy in his shop selling. But I can see them here, so me not speaking French is a real barrier here, but we'll always find our way. Hey, sorry, you know the mosque? Taxi to mosque? Yeah, in Plateau. Which bus to take? To go to mosque in Plateau. Plateau. Yeah, Plateau mosque. Yeah, sorry. Oh? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna assume he helped me because he tried. So a few people tried to help me, but I don't really speak English and I don't speak French. So language is very important. But he kind of pointed towards this side, so I'm gonna go and see if I can spot the lady I was told about again, and also try to find my way. I'll also now start using my Google Translate, which I haven't used yet, but I think at this point I have to start. Wait, I think I saw her. I just saw her actually. This is weird. Bonjour. Mosque? Yeah, taxi mosque? Plateau? À la 2. Yeah. This one or this? Oh, okay. Okay. She took me back to where I was. Now I'm more confused. Okay, this is not exactly exciting, but here we are. Okay, back to the search. So now I'll be looking for somebody who speaks English so I can ask about the bus, because the directions I was given by my friend are not working out. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. Good evening. Good afternoon. I want to go to the Plateau Mosque.
Plateau Mosque.
Yes.
C'est la moitié du plateau. Elle doit prêter
500. You want me to film you? Say hi. Alright. So it goes all the way to Plateau? Okay. Alright, okay. Thank you. Alright. Merci. Okay, finally I found it, and there was one guy who saw me struggling and he came to me and approached me. He was actually speaking English, pointed me to this one, and I think it's the right one. But if it's not, we'll just get off and see the city, because that's what we're here to do, right? So it turns out that this bus is actually a van. It's actually not going to Plateau. I think it might have exchanged me at some point, but its final destination is actually the market, the Adjamé market, which I was gonna go to after the city. So I'm just gonna reshuffle my plans, go to the market first, and then find my way from there to the city. This is like the reality, because of all the confusion. I know somewhere here there is some vans that can take me there, but I don't know which ones they are. So for now, I go to where I can. And yeah, it was an adventure day. This is the adventure. Here we are. My first experience of what they call gbakas or something like that, Gbaka. So the equivalent of trotros in Ghana and danfo in Nigeria. And I'm in the market now. I was meant to go to the city. In fact, I would have gotten off at some point to walk towards the cathedral, but I decided since I was gonna come here anyway, let me do this. So this is Adjamé Marché, or the market of Adjamé. It's one of the largest markets here. And as you've seen in any of my other West African videos, you'll see they're mainly open air markets, but they also have buildings and they span very many blocks, and you can get right about anything that you might need, from household goods to clothes and shoes and food, electronics and furniture. You'll get everything. Well, I don't need furniture, but speaking of furniture, look. But yeah, I'll definitely try and find some food, and then I'll head to the city. Adjamé is one of the largest and busiest markets in Ivory Coast. Thousands of vendors and everything you can imagine. People come from all over the country to buy and sell here. It's the center of affordable shopping. Going through the markets here in West Africa is seriously becoming one of my favorite things to do. Not only because they are so colorful, so vibrant, it's also because it shows real life of the place that you're in. So this is Abidjan, and in this market I can actually see there's some like residential places up there, because it seems like it's people hanging their clothes outside the windows. So it's not just a market. This area also seems to be residential, and you can see all the traffic. So here you've got the orange taxis as usual, but here they've got the shared ones are green. So I think that in every area the shared taxi will be a different color. So the area where I'm staying at, they're yellow, or they call them yellow, but they're really like luminous green. Here they're actually like jungle green, and I'm pretty sure there's some places that are blue and others like just different colors. So it depends on which area you're going to. But this is Adjamé, one of the largest markets here. But every area will have a kind of grand market that would be so similar to this one, and you can find everything. Cool. I still can't get over the giant snails. I don't know how they get them to still be live when they're selling them, because they're moving around and they're so huge. So the snails are used to make soup, so they make different kinds of soup and they'll put them inside and you just eat them. So this is very strange for me, because in Kenya we really don't have that in our cuisines. So seeing them here, it's kind of like a little bit amazing. But given that they speak French and they were colonized by the French, and so a lot of French culture was left, then I think it's not as surprising when you think about it like that. No, thank you. No, I'm alright. Bonjour. So this seems to be the fabric side, and the clothes and the shoes. Yeah. Another thing they have a lot here in West Africa in general actually is cow skin. Like they sell it in the market. Again, they will use this in soup. And if you actually watched my video when we made okra soup in Nigeria, we actually put some of it in. That's another like culture difference that is between West Africa and I'll say East Africa, but also very much so Kenya, because that's where I'm from. Other than that, the rest of the things usually tend to blend in. Like our markets back home would be just as maybe chaotic as this, as crowded. With only that in most cases people will carry things on their shoulders back home and not on their head. So that's another major difference. So these are the kind of tiny things that you notice when you walk in such places, and that's why I'm usually walking and not in a cab. I'm always going up in search of a sort of aerial view of the area. So you just look for a shop that's upstairs like this one, and it has some sort of steps. And I'll just hang out here as I show you this because it's quite cool. As you can see, all the way this road, it goes up there like that, and that's the market extending. I'm not even gonna go all the way there, but you can see the flow of the people. So it's spanning. Sorry. I'm on the way here, but we're making it work. So it is spanning a few blocks. I don't even know how many there would be, but there are quite many. Sorry. Film. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm inconveniencing people, but I was showing you, like, you can see how expansive it is, and it goes up, and these like red, the colorfulness that you can see, that's actually people, because people here dress quite colorfully, like their clothes are all colorful, all very African, and it's amazing to see.
C'est photo, toi de
film.
photo.
Oh wow, some people started fighting and people got super excited and started screaming, and I was wondering why, but there are two guys fighting over there. I had to vacate because I was creating a traffic jam. But yeah, so anything can happen here. So the fight was happening between one of the vendors. I see he has like fish, and some guy, I don't know what was his problem, and they just started fighting. But him, he's just here, he's selling his stuff.
Tu me filmes quoi?
No, film. I'm getting an orange, and I just gave him 100 francs because I think it's like usually for like 2 or 3 for 100. They're already pre-peeled. So this one is a bit easier because I've bought like this before. We would have been maybe in Benin, no, in Togo actually. And they usually peel them in advance, so it's like you can just eat them directly. Merci. So I kind of just asked him to peel one for me, so you can see the process. So the funny thing is that even if there is a language barrier, most people are actually really kind, and they'll try to understand what you're saying, and they'll even try to help you. Like when I was in the public transport and I wasn't sure where I was going, the lady was using her Google Translate, told me that it's going to the market, she's going there as well, so I knew that when she's alighting, I also alight there. So ultimately I see so much kindness, whether you're speaking the language or not, but most of the time I walk through hand signs and all that. The peeling actually helps because oranges are one of the trickiest fruits to eat in public, but now so easy. Sorry. So this side, a lot of it is like fabrics, a lot of them. So if you ever want like a fabric, that's where you can get them. I actually would want to carry fabrics from West Africa back home, but not yet because I still have a few countries to go to, and I travel in a backpack, so not sufficient space. So I might get them in the last West African country I'll be visiting, Senegal, so stay tuned. But until then, I'll show you where to get them in case you need them. I'm gonna get some water. Oh. So it's 50 cents? Oh, sorry. There was a lot of falling coins and falling beverages. I just got some sachet water. I'm so getting used to them now. So this is 50 cents. But actually most places will be 25 cents. So it's a bit expensive here. Still very cheap because it's 50 cents. No, 50 francs, not cents. 50 francs. It is about 10 shillings and $0.1. I kind of just became a target. I was just standing there drinking water and this guy kind of tapped me, and so I just ran away. Actually, a lot of people ask me about staying safe and traveling alone, and honestly, be very observant and listen to your gut. And if you notice something is awkward, odd, just sort of move away from it. So that guy is, he seems like a homeless person who doesn't, who is also not very stable. So he tapped me, he was sort of pointing towards his groin area, and so I just sort of walked away from him, went forward, crossed the road and went the different direction, and that's it. Because he wasn't like targeting me per se, it was just I was on his path, and for whatever reason I gained his attention, so I just move away and keep going. You'll see a lot of kids here because schools have been closed. So I was told that they close all the way from May until September, so they keep more of like the summer program, so they are off during the summer and on from there. So the other set of transport are these buses, so Mon bus, but I can see that also just like the cabs where they're different colors, the buses are the same. So you've got the green ones that go around the Plateau area. I think you have the orange ones, like this one. The orange ones are being called Marché bus, and I saw they're going to Kumasi. I saw the name there. And then you also have a pink one that I'm not sure where it's going, but I saw it. So these buses are quite elaborate. They remind me of the European buses, and they have the place that they're going written on top there. And so most likely the fare is also standard. I'm gonna try to take one to go to Plateau from here once I find it, but I'm not sure where they are being taken from, but I'm gonna find out because that's what we're doing today. We are adventuring in Abidjan. So this bus right here actually goes to where I'm going, but I don't know where those people took it from. So I'm gonna follow where the bus is coming from and see if I'll find myself a bus stop without having to ask, because I'm intimidated trying to speak French. This one also goes there. Another one going to Plateau. I stumbled upon a mosque, not a grand one, but it's huge-ish, I think. Just here in the market, as you can see, it's right across from me, and I still don't know where I'm supposed to take the bus from. But you can still see them, so it must be close, I think. I'm almost pretty sure that the buses are stopping here, because I can see one stop. Not 100%. So let's see. Okay, Plateau. Plateau.
Ça, c'est quoi?
Plateau.
C'est quoi?
Yeah, camera. Yeah, but Plateau.
Ticket.
Yeah, Plateau.
Okay.
This. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's showing me to Plateau.
Pourquoi le ticket? Tu dois pas là.
Plateau?
Ticket.
How much?
Oui. Attends, pardon.
I keep speaking Spanish. So I got a ticket, and the bus is, I think, 200. Yes, 200. And you just pay in cash. Yeah. Film.
I don't speak English.
No. You speak English?
Small.
Oh, that's better. I don't speak French. I only know greetings.
Where do you come from?
Kenya. Yes. Are you from here? Ivoire? Oh. So you're from here? In Abidjan or somewhere else?
Adjamé.
Adjamé.
Abidjan.
Abidjan. You live in Adjamé?
Abobo.
Oh, Abobo.
Abobo.
Oh, Abobo. With your family?
Yes.
Ah, you've got kids?
What you say?
With kids, your children?
Yeah, my wife have children.
Ah, how many children?
4 children.
4? Oh wow. We are also 4 in our family.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know bonjour, bonsoir, je m'appelle Phyllis, ça va? Ça va bien? Comment ça va?
Where do you live? In your community? In your community?
I'm staying in Côte.
Côte,
Yeah.
When I saw you walking down that hill, head high and shoulders back, watching you was such a thrill. All that I could do was laugh. I couldn't hold it back. I couldn't hold it. I couldn't hold it.
We're here. I decided to come all the way to the last stop, and then I'll walk back to the rest of the places. So this is a stop. I can see even the pink buses are here, and they're written express, so maybe they don't stop on the way. I'm not sure. But these are the public transport. So honestly, I wish this was all over the city, and I wish a lot of African cities had this kind of organized transport. because it's such a hassle-free way to get transport even when you don't speak the language. Like this one, the moment the guy, the one who helped me know this is the one for Plateau, and it's even written, the moment I found where they stop, literally you just pay, you get your ticket and you go on. Okay. Ça va bien? See different booths as people are waiting for the different buses. Well, we are still in Africa, so the bus is super full and they're still getting more people. So people are standing like completely at capacity. It's a bus that you're supposed to stand. They have the handrails and everything. So yeah, this is a major terminal in Plateau for buses, and I'm guessing you can go almost all over Abidjan where the buses go. I don't know why, but I always find myself in very weird places when I'm exploring a city, when I'm looking for some place. So I'm trying to go over the bridge so I can see the other side of an island, and I missed where people actually use the road people use is right there, and that's why I'm here in this awkward place. Because I'm supposed to be down there, but now I'm here. So I think I'm not gonna attempt to go that way. I'm just gonna go back and use the right pedestrian way. So I was up there on that bridge, no, up there somewhere, and I was looking for this path. I found it, but look at this. So it's a sign that says no pee-pee, so people don't pee here, obviously. And then it's drawn like a CCTV camera and YouTube. So it means if you pee here, you're gonna see yourself on YouTube. Felix. So this is the name of the first president, Felix. I really don't want to say the second name because I'll butcher it, and the third one too. Yeah, so this is a bridge I wanted to come to so that I can see the other side. I'm not gonna go all the way, I just want to see a little bit and then I go back to the city. So this is the lagoon, and you can take a boat here or a water taxi like those ones to go between areas here in Abidjan. This is a bridge that connects the mainland to some sort of an island, and then it's separated by this lagoon. So when you go to this side, you go to Trashville, you go to Makori, Kumasi, not the one in Ghana, the one in Abidjan, well, the one in, well, yes, Abidjan actually, one in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. And when you cross like that side, you also go to Grand Bassam, which is a really cool beach area, resort, vacation type place. And there's also another bridge over there, and you can also use water taxis. Like that water taxi just went, dropped people, and then took other people like that. I also see some people with their own marine boats. So if you want some sort of water life, I'm pretty sure you can find it here. So I am now walking through the central business district called Plateau. So here it's where you'll find skyscrapers, you'll find a lot of offices, a few markets here and there, but not as grand as the market where we were just at, right? Here you'll also find embassies and consulates, basically a normal central business district as you can have it anywhere else. And I will take advantage of this walk, as you see around me, to tell you a little bit of history of Ivory Coast. So Ivory Coast, French name Côte d'Ivoire, is the reason why it has a French name, it's because it was colonized by the French. So at first the French settled here in the 1800s, and during the scramble of Africa in 1893, it officially became a French colony with among other West African countries such as Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal. And it remained like that until independence, until they gained independence in 1960. So when they gained independence in 1960, of course, if you've read anything about the struggle of Africa of independence around the 60s, there was a lot of fighting, a lot of freedom fighters, and one of the renowned people during that time became the first president. His name is Felix, and that's who some roads are named after, the airport is named after. He was the first president. And like most African countries, the first presidents after independence ended up serving very long terms, mostly until their deaths. And unfortunately for most countries, including my own, Kenya, after that the country would get sort of a period of instability. So during this government, during the first years, it would see a lot of stability, a lot of economic development, but towards the end of this president's term, he became ill and he had to leave successors. He was hospitalized in France for a few years, and during then, the country's economy started going down. When he died in 1993, he left a successor who became president. That president served for about 6 years until 1999, where he was overthrown in a coup. When that coup happened, about a year later, a year and so later, 2001, there was a general election and somebody else became president. However, the country didn't really stabilize at this time. So Ivory Coast went through a period of turmoil all the way up to 2010, 2011, where there was a civil war, there was a lot of displacement and a lot of anguish at that time. And eventually there was an election, and then there was a stable government, and the country became stable. Because of the stability they had enjoyed before that, there were a lot of developments, such as the cathedrals and the mosques that are here, and a lot of the buildings. And then since 2011, the country has been very stable, making it very favorable for commerce. So here you have the Grand Mosque of Plateau. So you can actually go in the mosque if you want to, but you have to make sure you have a cover up and cover yourself and go in. And I don't think if you're a woman you can go inside the mosque itself, but you'll be able to walk the grounds just fine. You'll be okay if you have your pants on, as long as they are long pants and you've covered your knees and you cover your hair. So during his tenure as president, the first president, Felix, made a lot of developments here in Côte d'Ivoire, such as the St. Paul's Cathedral that's right here in Abidjan, and the Grand Cathedral that is in Yamoussoukro, his hometown. He also moved the capital from Abidjan to Yamoussoukro, although Abidjan remained the commercial capital where even today, even the embassies are here, most of the businesses are conducted here. Yamoussoukro is really just an administrative capital. And during that time, all the way up to 1999, Ivory Coast enjoyed a period of stability, unlike its West African neighbors, and so it really developed, and it had a lot of exports for cocoa and coffee. National Chamber of Agriculture. There is a mosque. So after a decade long of turmoil and civil wars, in 2012 the country finally regained its stability and had a government in place, and since then it has enjoyed a period of peace and stability, and it has actually become one of the fastest growing economies in Africa and in the world. One of the biggest contributors to Ivory Coast's booming economy is cocoa production. Ivory Coast is one of the world's, is actually not one, it's the world's largest cocoa producer, producing about 40% of the world's cocoa. So any of the chocolates that you're eating, the Cadbury's, the Nestle's, the Hershey's, they are all probably coming from Ivory Coast, and a lot of it West Africa for sure. So the cocoa production has been one of the main economic boosters, but there is one thing that is quite strange when you actually hear. I have not seen a single like chocolate shop yet. When I was in the market, I didn't see any chocolates or any cocoa, so it is mostly an exported thing and you don't really see it here. So its consumption is not as massive as you'd expect from a country that's the world's largest producer. So that was shocking. So I will try to find an Ivory Coast chocolate, but honestly I'm not sure where I would start.
Are you online?
A video?
Well, what are you doing?
I am just showing around Abidjan and explaining a little bit of history.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Are you from Ivory Coast?
No, but I live here.
Where are you from?
From Benin.
Benin? Oh, I was in Côte.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Did you like?
I like it, yeah. I've been there twice.
Oh, okay.
So I like it for sure.
Where?
I'm from Kenya.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes.
And what are you here?
I'm here to visit.
Just to visit?
Yes.
So just going around the world?
Yes, I just
That's
love
nice.
traveling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you do this alone or you are with a group of people, some people?
Yeah, I do it alone.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
You know, if you love traveling, you can't wait around for people to go with you.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
So from here to Yamoussoukro, how do you manage? You just
I'll just
take
use
the car and
the bus, yes.
That's great.
My name is Phyllis.
Phyllis.
Phyllis, yeah.
Okay, Phyllis.
Yes.
Okay, I'm
What's your name?
Florent.
Flora?
Yeah.
Oh.
F-L-O-T-N-T.
Ah. Nice to meet you.
Okay,
What do
me
you do here?
I'm working with this bank.
Oh, AFG Bank. Oh, all right. Okay.
Okay, see
Nice
you.
to meet you. Bye.
Okay. Hopefully I don't like
No. Also, as an attribute to it being one of the fastest growing economies in the world, you'll see a lot of constructions happening right here in the city, a lot of skyscrapers coming up. The roads are really really well built, so especially in the CBD and going to other cities. So most of the cities here in Ivory Coast are very well connected by road. You will not have a problem moving from one place to the other. While you go like into the suburbs here in Abidjan, you'll notice that some roads are not quite good. However, you'll also notice that they're building, so like bridges are being built, and so I have a feeling that in the next couple of years Abidjan will start becoming unrecognizable. It will be this like mega city that will have this infrastructure and an elaborate public transport system, an elaborate building structure, and I can't wait to see that. Yay for Africa. So for CBD, this area is actually quite quiet. It doesn't have as much activities, but it makes sense because here it doesn't have like market and like retail shopping as much. So most of these buildings are offices and banks, and obviously that wouldn't have a lot of like people movement. But then you find like literally right outside Plateau, where I was at the Adjamé market, that's where all the other activity for retailing is at. So it's more of like a very nice division where here it's a bit quiet, while on the other side is where the life happens, the colors, the retailing, the merchandising, and all that. So this is the France embassy right behind me, and up in front is the stadium named after that first president. So this is a monument commemorating the First World War and the Second World War, right next to the French embassy and the stadium. One of the reasons I really enjoy walking around the city like this is because you tend to see places you wouldn't see, and at my own pace. That's why I don't really do tours. So that is a monument commemorating both the First and Second World War. and remembering any soldiers from Côte d'Ivoire that lost their lives. This here is the National Stadium, named after Felix, the first president, and I think his second name is like, honestly, I don't want to butcher it. I don't even know how I would pronounce it. It's very French or something like that. It's like Boigny or so, but yeah, here is the stadium. With stadiums, they are always better to see from on top. So on ground level it might not be as magnificent, but from on top you'll see. And remember, Ivory Coast actually hosted the AFCON games, right? African Cup of Nations. And so during that time they actually built a lot of stadiums and improved a lot of infrastructure so that they could be able to host, and I think they won that year actually. So this is one of the stadiums that was being used. See, the name is very hard. Felix Houphouët Boigny. So this area here is actually quite administrative. So you've got the stadium, Embassy of France, Embassy of Nigeria, and the National Assembly right opposite me. And the St. Paul Cathedral is like 500 meters from here. It's actually where I'm walking to. This is the Côte. Palais de Justice de Abidjan. If you Google Abidjan, this is one of the pictures you will see, because it's a landmark here in Abidjan. It was built in 1980, finished in 1985, and consecrated in the same year by the Pope at that time, who was John Paul II. And it was actually commissioned, of course, by the president at the time, the first president of Ivory Coast, Mr. Felix. And it cost around 12 million, and so there's a controversy that maybe that money should have been used towards the economy. But regardless of that, it doesn't take away from this as a massive form of architecture. The architect himself was an Italian architect, Aldo Spirito, and his idea was, one, resemble a cross. So you can see the structure in front is like a cross, but also he wanted it to resemble Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, the statue of Jesus Christ with his arms out. And as you can see, it's quite similar, and I've been to Rio, so I know what I'm talking about, and you can watch those videos on my channel. But this is Abidjan's monument, and it has been standing since 1985. It's quite well preserved. I like it, but you have to remember it's still a place of worship. It's a Catholic church. It's actually the head of the archdiocese of, it's actually the head church of Abidjan, the area, and I actually got to see a bit of inside, and it's beautiful. But when you're here, you have to respect it. It's a place of worship, even if it's not the religion that you follow, but it is magnificent. And it's definitely a mark of Abidjan. If you want to see the inside of it, maybe come here on a weekday before 4 p.m. because right now it's around 4 p.m. and they were closing it. So here you go. This is Abidjan. And on top of it being a really good monument, it has really nice grounds, and they are free. So if you're like really tired, you've been burnt by the Abidjan sun, right now it's actually rainy season, so I've enjoyed not having too much sun, but the sun here can sun, trust me. So if you are feeling like that, you can actually come here, worship, pray if it's your religion, but also you can relax on the grounds, the greenery, and it has quite a nice view of the bridge. That bridge, if you've seen again photos of Abidjan, it's likely that you have seen this bridge. And there's a bridge like it in Lagos, the Ikoyi Link Bridge. You'll see they're quite similar. Again, You can see those videos on my channel because I'm traveling through West Africa, so I keep getting all these comparisons of places and culture, and it's amazing, like the tiny things that are similar but also tiny things that are very, very different. And here is a bridge. And so this is Abidjan, quite an impressive city with a lot of culture, a lot of color, a lot of movement. And even if it's the rainy season, I still manage to walk around and show you the city. Let me know what you think about this incredible city. Tell me if you've heard of this country called Ivory Coast, or if you're French speaking, Côte d'Ivoire. And I'm not saying that right, but this is this is Abidjan. So be sure to like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think about this city, but also follow me on my series through West Africa as I try to go through land borders. But sometimes, like here, I had to fly because of visa issues, but we'll go where we go with the flow, right? So I will see you in the next one. Bye. I am sitting on a stone in the middle of the city. There was a woman sitting here. She just stood up and I kind of joined her. What? She just sat there again. And it's because I'm so tired. I've been walking very many kilometers today and I'm waiting for the bus, but I'm not even sure which direction it goes. I'm kind of just sitting here near the intersections to watch where the buses are going, because I'm avoiding asking for directions because the language barrier is a bit too much. It's even more overwhelming than me trying to figure it out by my own. It is early enough, and my plan B, like if all else fails, I just hail an orange taxi and tell them where I'm going, which I know, so I don't feel like I need to hurry. But if I get a bus, that's better. I got a bus. It's good that side, but I'm not sure it's there. I kind of left off the bus when it was going because I realized it's going way farther than I was going. So I think it'll go back all the way around, but I didn't want to find out because I saw the station. It says it's way farther from where I'm going, which is on that side. So now, let me find my way back. Ultimately, I got a cab because it's getting late and I didn't want to keep risking it. But yeah, even asking for one is kind of tricky because of the language. But here I am. So yeah, I ended up taking that cab because I realized I was getting late.